For the fans, by the fans. Welcome to the only Angels postgame show that keeps it real, win or lose. No filters, no fluff, just raw reactions right after the final out. The golden Stamos is polished up and somebody's about to take it home. A clutch hit, a game-saving grab, or just straight up hustle. We see you. But if you played like trash, you're getting the dreaded Nacho Night Award. We saw the missed calls, we saw the blown saves, the clutch moments, and the disasters too. Your comments are front and center, and yeah, we read all of them. Wanna let loose? Call in and sound off live. No scripts, no suits, no spin. This is raw, this is real, this is where the fans take over. This is the Heedy Postgame Show with Todd Fox. For the fans, by the fans.
I'm a fox. My name's Todd.
Hey, welcome in everybody to the Halos in the Infield postgame show. I am your host, Todd Fox, on a wonderful Wednesday, everybody. I'm glad you guys are out and about doing your thing. Maybe you're still at work. Maybe you're listening or watching from your device. Did you make it to the game? I couldn't make it to the game. I came from work right now just to come home to a victory, a sweep. How sweep it is, like it's been said in the comments right now. The Angels get the W and win today, 6-5, sweeping Oakland /Sacramento /Vegas. Heedy postgame show is by the fans, for the fans, by the fans. Usually we're sitting in those seats with you, talking baseball with you, because we're Angel fans through and through the good and the bad, the long days and the fun times. And so far, it's been a nice little set in June here as the Angels get out of the June gloom and get a W and move into second place. So there's a lot to talk about, and where there's a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight. But we'll have all your comments read today. And again, if you were at the game, let us know in the comments. I'll read those comments eventually after what we do on here, which is go through the awards, go through the stats, and give a breakdown on the game. If you miss any live post games, you can always go to the YouTube page and also check us out there. Go into the live part. And don't forget, the shirts and the hats are now available on YouTube. You just go to shop and you can get shirts like this with a Heedy logo, hats as well. They're all right there. So with that being said, everybody, the Angels won 6-5. And of course, the analytics did come into play in this game today, because why? 4 out of the last 5 days, you've had Mr. Jansen warming up, so you couldn't use him as a closer spot. Who do we use to close out the game and the series? Although all hands should be on deck, despite having a day off, right? You would think, but the Angels don't think conventionally. They think stupidly. So we'll get into that on who closed the game. The win went to Kyle Hendricks, who now improves his record to 4-6. He wasn't spectacular, but he gave you a Kyle Hendricks start, which is, I'm going to keep you in the game. I'm going to keep the ball down on a day where the ball should be flying out of the stadium, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to win this game. And he gave him an opportunity, and the Angels took advantage. But it didn't look that way. This game was pretty ugly for a while. The Angels couldn't get out of their own way. The only 2 hits the Angels had for a good little while was Mike Trout. Mike Trout had an overall pretty good game. He got on 3 times, 2 hits and a walk. And you're thinking, damn, he's going to be the only guy doing anything for the Angels. And Brent Rooker was going off for the A's. The scoring plays went like this. Muncy singled to center. He would score Rooker, and it would make it 1-0. So again, another first inning run allowed by the Angels. Then Rooker would homer in the 3rd inning to make it 2-0. Then in the 4th inning, Shaman hit a sacrifice fly to center. Urias would score on a lazy-ass throw by Joe Adell, who he had a shot to throw it home and decided not to. And it was 3-0. And then, you had an opportunity, or Oakland had an opportunity again to get another run, because Taylor Ward, actually that was the play. It was the lazy throw by Adell, but before this, it was Taylor Ward. Taylor Ward, I am so sick and tired of you. I'm so done with you, because even as I am not a fan of Taylor Ward, he had that stretch on the road trip where he bookended it on one side with a grand slam to start the road trip, and then he had a grand slam on the back end, right? And it was one of those things where it's like, this guy can show you at times how good he can be. He can show you at times how locked in he can be. And it just seems like when the pitchers start to figure him out and start throwing sliders away, he just gets into old stupid habits and doesn't know how to get out of it until, wow, it's time to get out of it because you're going to get benched, and he starts hitting again. And then he brings his average up and everyone starts talking his rap and saying, hey, he's a good hitter, leave him alone. And then he goes right back into a slump again. Last year, he was on the trade block about a month or two before the trade deadline was to come about. And guess what happened? He started to suck again. And right after the trade deadline, and you could go back and look at it, right after the mother effing deadline, he catches fire, dude. And all of a sudden, he starts hitting like crazy to close out the year. And I have a feeling that dipshit's going to do that again. I think he's going to struggle all the way up until right before we get into the trade deadline. And guess what's going to happen? He's going to freaking have a wonderful July and August. And then you're going to be like, great, here we go again, because he just does this. And it's really annoying. I'm tired of it. He had an error. And here's the last thing I'm going to say before I get back into the overall talk about the win. Listen, if Taylor Ward were to misplay a ball on the carom in another stadium like Fenway, like Dodger Stadium, like San Diego, like Pittsburgh, and so on, I'd understand. But to do it at your own stadium, that's your stadium that you supposedly anchor that left field wall and that left field warning track. You should be very familiar where everything is at. You've played there for years now. And once again, stumbling around. So not only do we have to deal with him misplaying balls in the outfield, not trying to go balls to the wall to make a catch over the fence, which he could have did earlier in the homestand, noodle arm throws, obviously the chances to throw people out at home. He's like, nah, let me just soft toss it into the infield. When guys like Neto and Renifo are screaming for hard throws into the infield, he just lobs it back in there. Or my favorite is when you have no chance at getting on a base hit, the runner going from first to third, and you should throw it into second base to cut off the guy from getting from first to second. No, noodle arm presents a throw to third and he allows the runner from first to walk then to second base. He is, for everybody that gets on Joe Adele, at least with Joe Adele, he comes through every now and then. He's been keeping his average better than freaking Taylor Ward. If it wasn't for his thigh injury, I think he would be getting on a lot more. And his age, he has more time to grow, and maybe his best years are ahead of him. Taylor Ward, we've seen it. The best years are behind him. He's only going to get worse from here. If they do not trade him, I'm going to be so motherfucking pissed. I'm going to forget any good that Perry did in the draft or any other good that he did around the deadline. He has got to go. I don't care if he has 30 home runs at the All-Star break. I don't care because he's only going to have a 209 average. That is not helping. How many times today did Taylor Ward strand base runners? How many times did I have to listen to Terry Smith say, well, that's just not really a good at bat. He's swinging at crazy pitches. He was saying that because he was flailing like a dead fish out of water. He sucks. And I am straight up tired of seeing it. If the Angels want to turn the page and they want to really give the reins to the kids and they want to say, we want to win and we want to win soon. It may not happen this year, but we want to build something. Guys like Taylor Ward, Louis Renifo, and a few other guys on this staff need to go. They need to go. They are anchoring down this team. They are holding them back. They need to go. You cannot have players like this, and especially the stupid guys who come up with a lineup of, oh, let's put Taylor Ward right behind Mike Trout as protection. He can't protect anything. He's like if you were trying to wear a condom with just the circle around it because the skin part of the condom is gone. That's Taylor Ward. That's no protection whatsoever. Again, these guys were hitting a lot better when you had Taylor in the 3 spot and Trout in the 5th. But hey, what do I know, right? Let's leave it to the geeks that never played a goddamn pitch or an inning in their life. The most experience they have is on the show or making spreadsheets on their goddamn computers. I'm sorry. I just had to go into a rant. Every time I see Taylor Ward strike out and not even attempt to make contact, you're not even putting the ball in play. You're not even making a productive out. I can see if you do something like Darno did today and say, okay, I got a runner at third. I got to hit the ball to the outfield. I got to score this run. I got to get this run in. I'm not hitting right now. No, let me drive the ball. No, pop fly to right field because you're still trying to hit a home run. When they're pitching you clearly outside and you're still trying to pull the ball. What is wrong with you? Players like that do not belong in the league still, and especially not having a starting job every day. I mean, you could say the same for Jorge Soler. I like the guy, but he's in just as big a slump as freaking Taylor Ward. And he's playing through an injury. What's Ward's excuse? I'm tired of like we're so easily capable of crushing Adele all the time, which deservingly so on some nights he does deserve it. But it's what have you done for me lately? At least Adele, like last night, he fucked up, but guess what? He came through with a 2-run RBI single. He came through with a home run. He led the team in home runs in this homestand. What did Trout do? What did Ward do? It's guys like Shonawell. Yeah, you know what? I think Ohapi is being handicapped by freaking Darno playing, but you can't play Ohapi and Trout at the same time because he's eating up that DH spot. So it's not all on the lineup spot right there. They only got a hand to work with, and that's it. I'm sorry, getting back to the game. It was it was 3-0. And then Ward did the only thing he did right was take a hit and score a run with the bases loaded. Then Soler, who I just slammed, came through with a single up the middle. He had been 2 for 28. And then Darno hit again, did what Ward can't do, hit a sacrifice fly. Angels took the lead. Then Adele, who everybody slams, hit the game-winning home run, 6-3. Rooker would get a 2-run shot off of Zephyr-John, which I like Zephyr-John's stuff, but sometimes I don't know if he gets a little too happy and throws a cookie or if he just makes a mistake because he's got the stuff to be a shutdown seventh-inning guy, and then he funks around and does that. So that's why I don't think his job is safe. If Bachman comes up here and starts reeling and dealing, he's going to be your setup guy. Or even if they pull up Quijada at any point, he could be a setup guy. They won, but in a frustrating way. They still found a way to strike out 12 times. Lost in the mix is that Hendricks gets the win. 3 runs, 7 hits, 2 runs, only 1 walk, 3 Ks, 1 home run allowed. Burke came in for a third of an inning to finish out an inning. Brogdon came in for a hold. And then you had Reed Detmers come through with his second save. Again, for all those who continue to say, Todd, when are they going to move into the rotation? No, and no some more. You let him go as long as he can as a reliever, and only when he starts to really struggle do you even start to think about stretching him out. There's no need to stretch him out. You're going to be midway in the season. Let him cook right now. Let him be the setup guy. Let him occasionally close because magically we can't pitch Jansen before a day off. We have to give him 2 days off. So, yeah, that's my feeling on it. Maybe I'm wrong, but right now I don't think they should do what they did with Soriano. They really screwed with Soriano last year, and I think Detmers is finally in his head in a good way. Leave him the hell alone. God damn it, leave him alone. The lineup went 1 for 4. Neto in there with a strikeout. Shonawell went 1 for 4, 2 strikeouts. Like I said before, Trout went 2 for 3 with a walk. Taylor Ward is useless. Even though he got an RBI, he's still useless as hell. 2 more strikeouts for him. Soler with 2 RBIs, that big hit. That was his only contribution, but I'll take it. An RBI sacrifice by Darno, but he struck out 2 times. Joe Adele went 1 for 4, 2 RBIs, but he struck out 2 times. Well, Renifo finally got a hit, and Newman got 2 hits, raising his average to a wonderful 197. So with that being said, that's your totals on the game. We're going to get into the comments, but first the awards after I tell you in a win, not just a win, a sweep, baby. And that's the thing on TikTok. Ready Rob says Ward plays so damn lazy in the outfield. Man, they used to say that about Garrett Anderson. I would get mad because I was like, well, Garrett Anderson is like the doubles king. You know, he'll make spectacular plays. I've seen him rob home runs. He actually has an arm that can throw from the outfield and reach without a hop to the infield or even throw it home on a one hop. So I never understood the Garrett Anderson hate, but goddamn, there needs to be more hate for Ward. I think he gets such an assist from the fans. And by the way, tonight, dude, or today, there was just an outrageous amounts of Deo. I was listening to the game. There was at least 2 Deos per inning. And in one inning, I heard 5 Deos. I counted in total 23. That is a goddamn record. Too many Deos for me. Too many Deos. Now, let me get into the awards tonight. Who gets the Golden Stamos? Just for all you Odell haters out there, I think Joe Odell gets the I mean, look, he made another defensive error out there, but again, coming through when nobody else can. That 2-run homer was your game winner. And I'll share, or I'll honorable mention is Travis Darno and also Mike Trout for being competent hitters today. I know Soler came through with a 2-run single, but man, I think there was better at bats by Adele and Trout at least. So, but officially, the Golden Stamos goes to Joe Adele. Now, who got Nacho Night for worst player on the field?
For the worst performance of the night. Congratulations. You played yourself.
Moldy cheese, stale chips, what a sight. All your dreams gone tonight. Had a bad night, lost the fight. No more crunch, just take a bite. It's the Nacho Night Award.
That's a new one. Looks like Randy was having fun messing with that one. All right, so the Nacho Night, I'm going to give it to Taylor Ward. Fuck Taylor Ward. He's got to go. He's got to go. I am so sick and tired of him. I went on a rant. Don't get me started again. Taylor Ward's got to go. I'm so sick and tired of him. How in the world can you put someone that incompetent in the most important spot in the lineup? It does not make a goddamn lick of sense. Patrick Carrillo says, I know how to make you happy, though, Todd. Balls, and more balls in my mouth. How about that?
Time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Yes, and John Stamos. I love how he says that at the end. Also, you have other people chatting in. Baldwin says, woohoo! And my boy Mario. What's up, Mario? Big badass biker Marine. He says, it's Spritz o'clock!
Spritz o'clock, angels play. Win or lose, we toast today. Sip and cheer, no matter score. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more.
You know, my good friend and brother in arms, Marty Boylan. He's an amazing and probably the nicest Australian I know. But he is out in the devil's armpit. He is in the heat right now. And you would think that a man that is in the hottest part of California, or one of the hottest part of the California, he would be enjoying a nice botanical spritz at this point, or a nice refreshing drink, at least. No, he is much like our competition, supposedly, Gavin, who loves him some salty nuts.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson, former credentialed journalist in the LA area. How about a yummy tasting nut. If you don't know who I am, what's going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson, former credentialed journalist in the LA area, spent not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 years covering UCLA sports, specifically with the Daily Bruin, writing articles, conducting interviews, all that good stuff. Cracking into a good source of protein with how about a yummy tasting nut. I love the nut. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Had me fired up.
Robert says, let's fucking go Stukas, baby. Joshua says, oh no, what happened? Yeah, what did happen? No.
Oh no, what happened? Oh no, how terrible. That's just awful. How terrible. Oh no.
Grillmaster says,
There's a lot of baseball left to be played. And the season starts tonight, which makes me so horny and me love you long time.
also, Mario says how sweet it is. Jason says, didn't watch a game today, preoccupied. We won. Yes, we did win. It was nice to get a win when you don't expect it, because it was 2 series in a row when we just couldn't finish out that third game to complete the sweep, and it's nice that we got it done.
Wow, winning.
So if you bounce here, bounce there, or that, and this team could have won 9 straight. Let that sink in.
We won?
Baldwin says we get crowns now. I don't know about that. Grillmaster says asterisk 10-8 record in the division, but seven are against the A's. The Angels, speaking of 7, are 7-0 against the A's after losing the overall series last year 8-5. That does deserve a Lombardi Q.
What the hell's going on out here?
7-0, baby. James Malou says how sweep it is. Shout out to you, my homie. Oso says sweeping the A's, cue the grand GTA soundbite. Yeah, that would be, let's see, I got to find that one again. Where is it? It's not there. It's not there. There it is.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
In a good way. Marty Boylan says it's Wednesday and Adele is still the worst center fielder in the baseball. Chris Cruz says I was at the Big A today. Too many little kids at the game. That's surprising. I would expect that for Sunday. Joshua says tied for second place. Hell yeah. So someone's getting a little fired up. Well, not that way. More like a yell. Oh, by the way, we had 6 runs. So 21 gun salute. We get 6 of these. 1. 2. 3. 4. 6 right there. 6 Deos right there. Also, Jim Hoyt checks in with, I was not proud. I did not pitch or catch. I only wanted to pinch run. I ran all the way to left field, then through the tunnel and out of the park. Jesus says, we got balls in a sweep, baby. I'll take that any day.
Time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos. Time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Also, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Second sweep in a row of the A's. Let's fucking go. James says 1 game away from 500 in second place. Robert says JP Sears is a bitch. Blame your catcher for dropping the ball and bringing the glove out of the zone. I agree. That was a little babyish of him, and he got rung up for it. Angels sweep. Let's fucking go. Rally Chris says, how's Gavin been doing? We already checked in on him. Also, Stukas by Iron Giant. Wallace is back. Good move right there. It is for some protection. We're so back in owning the A's, Jesus says. James says, spritzing my honk all over the place. Rally Chris says, Angels are now 29-9 when scoring 4 runs or plus and 20 games above 500 when scoring those 4 runs. Robert says also, I was there. Unfortunately, had to leave. The kid got early into the game. There you go. Baldwin says, I had a meeting from 2 to 4, so I missed most of it, and I was able to listen from the beginning. Also, Grimmaster says, you got me all fired up. Also, you got Jesus saying Detmier's future closer. If he continues to pitch really good, which he won't be able to pitch, zeros the whole time, but if he's pitching around that 1 to 2 ERA as a reliever, I would say when they do trade Jansen, yeah, I think he slips into that closer spot. Chris Cruz says, I believe Mike Trout at bat in the 6th inning was key because that was strike 3, not ball 4. Trout sold out. And you know what? It's good. How many of those have we seen go the other way? So it's nice to see that we get one go ours, you know? Gavin eats corn the long way while holding up 2 yummy tasting nuts. Boy, he's getting crushed. Jim says going to look for leprechauns. They should be ready for September call-up. Tamir 20 says also, I just wish Hendricks wouldn't be giving up 3 to 4 runs a game. Yeah, I know, but that's not bad for a pitcher his age and the stuff that he has, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be expecting him to give up 2 runs or less, but, you know, I would like for this offense to score more, knowing that he's pitching. Mario says Trout didn't have sex last night, so he had a good game. I agree with that. Robert says, I don't mind having Detmers and Jensen closing out games. At least it gives us an option when we're overworking the big guy. Also, Todd, my check is looking so far to clear for my birthday that I told you in June started like last month. I called it they would be above 500. And then also, can I get a hoo-yah? Yes, hoo-ah. Right there, J Ram. Demetrio says, still don't like Adele. Tyler says, glad Gooby said sweeping should be a priority for this series because we needs wins. And why would it not be a priority when you have other series you need to sweep? Makes no sense. No mini power surge going to help that defense. He ain't no salmon, that's for sure. Mo says, still too many strikeouts. Ward and Adele are still shit. And again, you know, there is a chance that they could be better. Or not be, could be both of them. I'm sorry. Adele could be better, but for right now, he's borderline. If not, you believe he's a liability, which I do think he is. Strange said, Adele 6 home runs in 9 games. That Vato must be on medication. Also, Ward for Skeens. Yeah, I think anything for Skeens. Everyone's calling for that. Taylor Ward should be a DH at best. Watching him in the outfield is like watching clowns at a circus. I agree. Jim says, can we do a peaceful protest and ask Artie Moreno can stay here or not? I wish. Trade Ward as fast as possible. Taylor Ward, D's nuts, and fat. Yeah, look, Taylor Ward, I am no fan of his defense. Yeah, that's pretty much how it is.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
And I was looking for D's nuts, and for some reason I can't find it. Where did it go? I had it written down as D. Sometimes he's either disappeared or something. What the fuck happened to D's nuts? He gone. No, wait. Here we go. Let me try it again. Taylor Ward, D's nuts, fat.
These nuts. Got him.
This fat son of a bitch is going to trial us all out.
Calm down, okay? All right?
He's fat.
The Archangel says, let's get a 6-pack of balls in my mouth and a touch of baby. Just a touch, Archangel? You don't want to go full-on bottle? Joe Adele at least has an arm. That is true. Jason Hess says, I hate Ward with a passion. Been saying it. Also, I've been saying trade Ward forever already. Jason Grant checks in with Taylor Ward's about to go crazy because of this. His father might get on here as well. Also, David Fletcher checks in, or FletchFacts checks in with David Fletcher. I can't stand Taylor Ward and Jorge Soler batting 4th and 5th. I don't like it either. Frederick says, does Todd not like Taylor Ward? I'm unclear on his opinion. It's up in the air. I go both ways. That's what she said. Mario says, trade Ward, bring back Paris. Let's fucking go. And by the way, cue that sexy Coach Lombardi.
What the hell's going on out here?
Why did I say he was sexy? Balls, and wear condom, kids. Also, Baldwin says Taylor's casing fell off. Reed Detmers reposted this stream. They just suck. Or they just suck reposted this one. I was reading the other one. My bad. Jason has, we bring up more after the Yankees if Renifo stays limp. Well, Moore is getting closer and closer the way Renifo's been playing. Mario says Soler at least put the ball in play, and it worked for us today. Also, Chris says the only good hit Ward got today was the hit by pitch in the 6th inning. Also, Darno, low-key, been the best signing of the offseason, especially with Ohapi struggling defensively and offensively. Dude, he's like 2 for 29. Mario says Todd's rant sounds like we lost 3 in a row. Q Lombardi. Yeah, I know. But Taylor Ward just puts me on another island.
What the hell's going on out here?
Sorry for crushing it, people. Mo, thank you for the $4 right there. Ward is like a broken condom, very philosophical. Makes you think. Fletch says Rooker made us his bitch today. Todd, keep your composure. I'm trying, Mario. I'm trying, but he throws me off big time, dude. Where is it? I got to stop and get some help.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah, I know. But it's hard to keep your composure with his team. Sometimes they put you through all the freaking they put you through the ringer, through all the emotions.
Come on, all right, everybody. That's what I'm talking about, guys. We've made a great effort so far. Let's just keep it up.
That's right! We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure! We've come too far! There's too much to lose! We've got to just keep our composure!
Randy says Bachman won't be up very long before he hits the IL. Josh says Joe Adele will be an all-star. Gerard says, do you believe in higher leverage Detmers, or is it just another classic buttercup dude looking like Billy Wagner? Look, he's throwing as hard as he possibly can. I don't think he can keep 98 miles up for 5 or 6 innings. So you're getting the best of Reed right now. If he can keep this mentality, leave him alone. Leave him exactly where he's at. Angels sweep is a sweep. I'll take it. Let's go to the next series. Go Halos, Matty Matt says. Mario says Todd's ranting like a Jets fan. Todd's rants make me so horny and me love you long time. Archangel says, or a condom without a skin. Matty Matt says, Todd, let us have a win, brother. I'm sorry. Did I kill the mood? Also, Darnell batting 230. Let's all slow down right now. Baldwin also says Sparky Anderson said he never yelled at his players when they were in a slump, losing, but he'd get all over people when they made mistakes in a win streaking. That's true. Sometimes you got to show that tough love. Ward is that guy that plays chess by himself in the park. Mario says, why don't orphans play baseball? They don't know where home is. That sucks. Miguel says, only thing Mike Trout did today was get that superstar call, and you know what? I'll take it. There you go. Ward sits down when he pees, and he eats corn the long ways too. Randy also says there really was a bunch of Deos today. There was, dude. Yeah, you pointed it out too. Fletchback says we need a new hitting coach. It's the same old story to the game, strikeouts and home runs. I really like what Enright has done with the pitching staff. I am too. I can't really complain about Enright. It's literally the fact that they find a pot of gold and start playing really good hitting, and they have a right kind of approach. And then it seems like 2 games later, they're like, nah, we forgot how to do that. Doesn't make any sense. Frederick says we need to ban Deos. I'm all for that. The ump is helping us out, Miguel said. Robert said there were summer camps all over the stadium. The kids were echoing the Deos, so they kept playing it. It was so bad today. Josh says, what was Perry doing picking Bachman with a top 10 pick? He thinks he's a genius picking these guys up from colleges nobody's ever heard of. And the only one it worked out for so far is Neto. I never even heard that college until they got him. Ward thought using the left-handed fungo today would increase his batting average. Tony C says Taylor Ward will be traded soon, but to where, though? The umpire was so bad today. We better have our hitting shoes on. The O's and Stankies are tough places to play. When we get to New York, judge every time. Mario also checks in with, after a series sweep, you think Todd would be more happy, but he must be lacking some alcohol. Q Lombardi. Yes, the season does start tonight, though. That's why I'm going to try to be happy.
We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight. What the hell's going on out here?
Also, the Toilet Nachos trade Ward and Adele for Newman's for Skeens. Fletchback says Taylor Ward is a new Andrew Velasquez. At this point, he's turning into it. If you can bet on the draft picks, I'd put my minimum wage paycheck on Perry picking Seth Hernandez, which is the obvious pick for most people. They want him to get Hernandez. Ward licks his helmet after the nachos are gone. Ward sits down when he pees. Taylor Ward is not the type of person to pull out wedgies. We should go after Gollin. Gollin wouldn't be a bad pick either. Would it be a shame if I deleted the Spritz song? No, you should keep it. That's a freaking banger, dude. Taylor Ward challenges Ron to a sword fight in the locker room showers. Oh, that's disgusting. Let's see. Let's skip down here. Would it be just as funny if someone said Spritz o'clock and it wasn't there? Like you got me last time. Andres checks in with Gavin, was talking about his favorite coworker today, Big Mike. Shit was wild. I hope you guys let him have it in the comments. Ward gets so horny watching the biatches off of Beach Boulevard. Ward leaves the seat up. Winning streak? What's that? Yeah, we're kind of on a winning streak, and I went crazy. Trade Adele, Ward, Newman for McCutcheon. Nah, I wouldn't go there. Angel's grandma says, I predicted a sweep and it happened. Yeah, baby, you sure did. Also, Ward can't get himself erect, noodle arm, and fat. Yeah, I don't think anyone's really a fan of Taylor Ward.
Oh, gnarly! This fat son of a bitch is going to trial us all out!
Calm down, okay? All right?
He's fat!
Also, since LV isn't here, run me 6 honks right there. So he's looking for some Halo honks. Let's give it to him then. We'll get 6 of them real quick. There you go. There's your 6 right there. Let's see. Also, Taylor, let's go down here. I'm not allowed to spritz at work. Also, Ward doesn't use dryer sheets. Corn the long way with mayo on it. That's disgusting. Jameson checks in with Deddy's has been lights out. It's great to see. He has been great out of the bullpen. Also, Ward just got a brand new deal for a new flavor, corn nuts, called Gavin Nuts. Can we be above 500 by the end of the year? It depends. If they continue to score 4 or more, they obviously can do it. They just need to keep it going. Does he have to wear a thong again? No, I'm done with the thongs this year. Unless the team makes the playoffs, then I'm really fucked. Y'all can take Paul Skeens. I'll take Ivy Dunn. Speaking of fat, Mario says Gooby was sad that all the Tortas were protesting today and not at the game. Oh, geez. Also, Todd likes old. No, I don't play the old Canelli. Strange says Gavin's credentials got revoked, and now he's officially an A's fan at the fan of the month, which means he gets a front row seats to all the empty ones. Also, I forget everyone can talk shit, but I'm not allowed to say anything. I'll keep quiet about football. Q Lombardi, the fart sound. You are allowed.
What the hell's going on out here?
Also, Isaac says Todd's Taylor Ward condom analogy was on my bingo card today. Oh, there you go. Randy loves high school pitching. Mike Trout is just sick. Oh, geez, I'm not gonna read that one. Shonewell did great. Jason, you spelled Epler wrong. Let's going back and forth. Cue the winning streak. Yes, we are on the winning streak.
All right, you guys, let's listen up. We won a game yesterday. If we win one today, that's 2 in a row. We win one tomorrow, that's called a winning streak.
Also, Marty says Taylor Ward's dad was excited to hear Todd's son runs and Angels podcast. He actually heard it. Yeah, he did actually. Also, you got 45% of the first round picks last longer than 3 years in the MLB. B Train says all about Adele, baby. Woohoo! He was loving it today. Ward couldn't hit the water today if he fell out of a boat. See, Josh says, I hope Ward gets caught with a teenage girlfriend like one. That's messed up, dude. That's so messed up. I don't want that for him. I just want him traded. Demetrio says, damn, Charlie Morton against the Angels on Friday. Yeah, dude is like 43. I wanted that guy like 7 years ago. Also, that's how I won my free tickets on. Yeah, that's right. The Charlie Morton comment right there. That's true. I forgot about that. See, I did not fire you from Heedy, and Rally Chris is not taking your spot, Randy. I'm not. Saucy says Angels about to go 2-5 on the road trip. Now, why are you going to see? I'm being considered the one that brought everyone's mood down by the Ward take, and now Saucy just says 2-5. Oh man, come on, Saucy. We got to play better. Also, Cisco says, dang, Todd, you had a short day. Yeah, I kind of did. I did, dude. I got off a little earlier than expected. I thought I was going to be home like now, but I was actually home like right after the last pitch. So around 4:00, 4:20, I got here. So I was actually off around 3:30, 3:40. So wasn't bad. So with that being said, I think we're all caught up. We're 40 minutes in. Yeah, that bullpen ERA 5.5. Yeah, I know. I know, Saucy, but right now we're overcoming that. We're number one in giving up home runs. So I'm just trying to see if we can keep going. We can just stay in these ball games. Do we have a chance? I'm bullish on the road trip. I'm predicting 4-3. 4-3 on the road trip, and I'll take that. I will take that. Is Robert Stevenson coming back? We don't know, Miguel. We don't know because they don't tell us the truth, number one. And number two, with that kind of injury, they're kind of trying to stay away from freaking him out. So it could be all in his head right now, and it could be something serious. We just don't know. LV says, run me up them six honks, LV says, but you know who stole it? And you could blame Rally Chris. Rally Chris says, since LV's not here, run me up those 6 honks. So I actually already fired him up. Sorry. Let's see. Also, Randy says, everyone hates Ward because he's from Fresno. No, it's not true. Who would you take right here, Gallon or Kelly? I would take Gallon. He's a little bit better or at least fits the Angels a little bit better than Kelly, but Kelly's not bad either. I don't know. I think they will, like you said earlier, get mixed up and go with Hernandez. Whoopi says, what former Angel can work perfectly on this team this season? Torrey Hunter, say for instance, like a Bobby Abreu as a hitting instructor and Albert Pujols as a hitting instructor, guys like that would really help out this team. But we'll see. Let's see. Can they take Gabe Morales on the road with them? I don't know. Tamir 20 says, I want 5-2 on the road trip, but I'll take a 4-3. Another check clears. Yeah, you did call the sweep right there. Also, Marty says, book it. We will win one on the road. Everyone just release your grip on those honks. Ooh. He's predicting a 1-6. Painful for me to look at Griffin Canning's stats for the Mets. He's been pitching good, but that's good coaching as well. Strange says Taylor Ward's bat has been slumping so bad someone should slip him some Viagra. Maybe that'll finally get him some real wood on them balls and balls. Also, Rally Chris took your what do you call it? Your thunder right there, LV. Randy says Abreu and Hunter all day, especially in their primes. I love that too. I love that. Halo Joe, welcome back, my friend. But been out for a while. We swept. We're World Series bound. Yes, Halo Joe is drinking the Kool-Aid, but right now he gets a pass for damn sure. Baldwin says Ward's ears getting bigger with the blue pill. Todd, what's your tallies for the Yankees and Orioles? I think they're 4-3 on the road. I think we split in New York and we take 2 out of 3 in Baltimore. That's what I'm thinking. Josh says, I'm getting tired of Mike Trout. He sucks. Also back, Tony C says, we need a real third baseman, so we should trade Ward and for a quality third baseman. What is wrong with Ohapi? Not enough playing time. Ward reminds me of Jack Howell. He is so streaky. He is, but Jack Howell could actually hit. Angels will be 5-2 on the road trip. I like that. I like how everyone's giving you love right there. Halo Joe, you sure deserve it. You really do. Miguel says, I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to need us to at least win 2 or more out of the 4-game series against the Yankees because I don't think I can see another sweep. I know for a fact, Miguel, we're not going to get swept. So hopefully we can do a lot right there. Jason says, Halo Joe's so back. And Halo Joe, what's up, brother? So hopefully, enjoy it. But I'm going to have to cut out a little early here as it's 6 o'clock. I'm getting paged for dinner. But I was lucky enough to get on here with everybody and enjoy this win here as the Angels will sweep. Real quick on the standings, the Angels are sitting at 33-34, 1 game under, 3.5 games out of first place as Houston has lost 2 in a row. They could be as close as 3 games tonight if Chicago can complete the sweep over Houston. That would be amazing. They are now also a game ahead of Texas right now and 9 games ahead of Sacramento. So with that being said, is there any, well, right now, no, it's not going to happen. In the 4th inning, Houston is up 5-0 on Chicago. So it looks like the Angels will remain 4 games back of Houston after tonight's game. So we'll just have to go from there and hit the road and see what happens after this. The Archangel, a few more comments before I get out of here. Garrett Anderson wearing a suit and holding a microphone would have been better average than Taylor Ward. I agree, man. I agree 100% right there. Thank you, Cisco. I will enjoy that dinner. Marshall's still working on that baby, or is she? I don't know yet, man. I don't know, but we will see pretty soon. Maybe Marsha can call in on Friday. She's been wanting to reset. She's been doing some work overseas, whatever that means. I think she was on one of those the Deadliest Catch ships. And then as far as I think Terry might have some time, or maybe even Artie on Friday or Saturday. It just all depends, man. We've had problems with the phone lines. But yes, everybody keeps sending love to Halo Joe, man. Love Halo Joe. He is definitely a brother, a very good brother to us here. So Halo Joe, she heard of him. See, he comes back with the bangers right away, dude. So everybody, we'll see you and hopefully have some phone calls in on Friday. Angels win, baby. Angels win. There's only one thing to do. And thank you, Don. As we get out of here, let's play some Stukas, baby, on a wonderful Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of it. I'm going to go have some dinner and enjoy some family time with your family. Go Angels. Wait, let me do that again. Have a good rest of your Wednesday. Botch. Let's go, Angels. Angels sweep, baby.